coming, guys. And this is, sorry, what? And of course, the idea with this event that I wanted to start is to bring people together. I mean, of course, we all have very different views, and we have different reasons for why we've come to those views. But I am a strong believer that the end goals are actually very similar, and that is happiness for everyone. So the first event I wanted to do is politics, because I think it's a perfect starting place for that. And I have some amazing speakers with me here today. So I highly encourage everyone to please question as much as you can, everything and anything, to our wonderful speakers, because they are all very lovely, very friendly, and very happy to answer you. It's really absurdly stereotyped. So guys, would you all like to pick up your placards, please, and show the audience?
What is yours? I can't see. Sorry.
That was my favourite.
By the way, Artin was on a protest last night, so it is quite apt, really.
It wasn't set up.
All right.
It's not a protest.
Is this just the generic flower, or is it weed?
Oh, they're extremely.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. So here is how this round's going to work. I will say a statement. If you agree with it, lift your placard up. If you don't, just leave it face down.
What if we want to be really political about it and explain our view?
I don't think we got that one.
So now I would like to, but only if, and this is going to come from the audience, if I get a lot of hands raised that they want them to discuss it. Okay, audience?
Yes.
So this is up to you. If I get at least 10 hands raised, I will let them discuss
Is that,
it.
can we... He's a politician,
No.
he should be up.
All right, everyone understand the rules?
What's yes and what's no?
So yes is up,
No, it's not.
no is down.
Okay, great.
Everyone cool? Everyone ready?
Yes.
Okay, here is our first statement. Prisoners should be forced to work. Ooh, not a single one. Fair enough. Okay. Marmite should never be added to any food ever.
Protest that.
In-depth discussion.
Oh, we do have.
Jack.
All right, excellent. The polarization in politics is good for democracy.
Is that yes? Yes.
That's
yes.
yes, yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. How many hands have I got? I need at least 10. 1, 2, 3.
But do we want
That's okay. No, I'm going to have everyone speak for about a minute on the topic. Okay, are you ready? You guys ready to discuss? All right, go ahead, start.
Okay, so polarisation in politics. I think basically polarisation gets more people involved, right? It gets people thinking about what the actual issues are. What we saw between, coincidentally, 1997 and 2010 was basically people not being engaged with politics as much, which is why you saw the voter turnout decrease. And I think polarisation, when you've got such strong opinions, and especially when at the moment we're at a crossroads of how we run our country, of what we do in our society, and I think it is polarised, and for democratic purposes, in order to engage people, in order to have a fierce debate about what we actually want to do, it's better when people have stronger opinions. And we're not saying everyone's polarised, but what we're saying is there is polarisation. When there's a gap between the Labour Party and the Conservative Party, you get to see what the actual difference is, and you don't get people basically saying, oh, well, they're all the same. Because when they're all the same, that's when democracy doesn't work.
And that's your minute, go ahead.
Okay, so when I hear polarisation, I'm thinking sort of divides in countries, and that can never be a good thing. The opposite of polarisation is not disinterest, it's cooperation. And you can see politics in many other countries working where parties are cooperating to get towards whatever common goal that there is. So when you get an election result, that doesn't mean that one party got 40% and one party got 35%, and that means the party that got 40% can do 100% of the things that it wants. Because that creates lots of people who are very anti the government. Probably a majority of people are anti the government because 40% of people get 100% of the results. So I want to move to a system of cooperation rather than polarisation. That's proportional representation.
Excellent. And Georgina?
I took it to mean that people's views were better represented by the parties, like people's views in reality, and that's a good thing because people get genuine choice.
Yeah, well,
Anything like that?
I took it the same way as you did. I thought polarisation was generally being a complete opposite end of the spectrum and more about binary choices. And I think that one of the issues with that is like just general human traits. There's like a good level of cognitive dissonance in all of us, and there is a human nature to ignore arguments outside of your own once you've committed to that. And I think it's a dangerous thing to see that in politics and see people taking on board the opinions that they want, that they've already agreed with, and not being encouraged to listen to the other side of the argument.
So, this round, I have a very special guest with me. I have Ted. Hello, Ted. Everyone say, hey, Ted!
Hey, Ted!
Hey, everyone.
All right, so, speakers, in this round, this is political run, Ted is going to be asking each of you a question. I want you to answer his question in exactly 2 minutes and not laugh. Are you ready?
Wait, so we have to answer it within
Answer
2
it
minutes
as words
or...
with-
For
Within
2
2
minutes.
minutes.
You have to talk for 2 minutes.
I have to talk for 2 minutes.
Is that too harsh? Should I bring
No.
I think from the basis of tonight, you can all manage it.
Very true, very true. Yes, and I would like you to make it as accurate to your party as possible. Are you ready?
Yeah. My first question is for Chris. As an independent, what I'm interested in knowing is who would win in a fight between you and an owl? And also, could you tell us why in this scenario you would have decided to pick a fight with an owl in the first place?
Chris, go.
Okay, so as everyone knows, I always hated owls. I can't explain it. My dad was an owl hater. To be honest, I think there's no place in this country. Some owls don't like that.
You've had all night.
Some owls don't like that opinion, so when we cross paths, there's generally a bit of argy-bargy. I try and be the bigger man because it's an owl. But on the other times, we walk past each other. I see it turn in his head. It's like eyes in the back of his head. And when it comes to blows, then you should see what happens to the owl.
I would like you to describe what happened.
It would peck my face, I would run away crying, and just double down on my hatred of owls.
The owl would win.
It would win the physical fight, but not the moral argument.
You know what? I'm going to leave it there. I think that was fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Georgina, this is a question about Stefan Sonderberg, who is a man originally from Norway. He now lives in Ealing in West London. He's continually been unsuccessful in contacting his local MP about his uncle's prison appeal back in Norway. So Norway's they're not in the EU, but they are in the single market. His uncle is facing life imprisonment for killing his wife and dismembering her body. What's the naughtiest thing you've ever done?